Larry RV is a YouTuber who regularly goes camping with his RV and 2 dogs in the southwestern parts of America. He has been sharing these experiences on his channel for more than 2 years. The videos are cozy and entertaining. Larry always tries to go to different places to maintain variety. On June 2nd, 2022, he uploaded a video of one of his evenings that was very disturbing. After arriving at a suitable spot, he lets his dogs out and then talks a little about his life.
Life's a lot easier, a lot less stress, a lot less anxiety, and I get to hang out and sleep in places like this that people only wait for weekends to go do on rare occasions, sometimes not at all. So I consider myself very lucky to be out here in this beautiful, picturesque area.
He highlights how lucky he feels to have such a lifestyle and to be able to visit such beautiful places. However, while preparing dinner that evening, he heard some very disturbing noises. Someone started knocking on the door. Following this, Larry stood still, trying not to make any noise.
I hear somebody walking outside.
He mentions hearing someone, then slowly takes out his weapon in case anything happens, so he can protect himself and his dogs. Later, he turned off the lights in the RV, but he still thought he could hear sounds, and this time, even footsteps.
I can still hear them walking outside.
After a long wait, the camera ran out of battery, and Larry only checked in again in the morning. At 7:30 in the morning, he stepped out of the RV and said that someone had moved the objects around the motorhome.
Okay, this chair was over here by the table last night when I went to bed, or the last time I went outside.
After that, he packed up and left the campsite, but on the way, he saw something terrifying. A tent not far from the spot where he had been that night. Near the tent, he also saw a truck with a man alone inside.
I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Why is there a tent? Like right down the road from where I was camping. I haven't seen anybody. I haven't seen another person in miles and miles. I haven't seen anybody. And what's the deal with the truck? The guy in the truck. There was a guy sitting in a truck on the side of the road. Like a dark colored Ford or something. I think it was a Ford. Like just sitting there.
Fortunately, Larry left the place unharmed and continues to upload his videos. It's very scary that at night, miles away from roads and towns, there is someone out in the forest wandering aimlessly. It's even more frightening that this person who tried to break into Larry's car had set up a tent not far from him. This suggests that he had been watching Larry and probably had more intentions than just observing and breaking in. In March 2024, a YouTuber named Brendan Explores uploaded a video in which he and his friend go hiking in the mountains with their van, completely unaware of the terrifying events they would experience that night. After having breakfast, they went for a walk on the nearby trails.
Deep mud, and upon asking some other fellow walkers how long it is, the outlook wasn't safe for me to continue.
Well, here's a turn up for the books. Bit of an update for you. Oh, me and Steve have had to part ways. I've had second thoughts on this, the reason being, we've been on this trail, we've had some pretty treacherous pieces of path.
The scenery was quite beautiful. After this, they visited the nearby town where they spent the rest of the day.
As well, or a Bakewell pudding, I don't want to make that mistake of calling it a tart, and just see a little bit of Bakewell really.
By the evening, they returned to the mountains, where they witnessed a beautiful sunset. Later, Brendan recorded himself preparing dinner, creating a very cozy and friendly atmosphere.
Taught method, Michelin star method, of bung it all in. That seems to be the best way to go with these. Peppers and onions. Okay, 180.
Imagine being outside in the evening in the nature with a safe van, cooking a delicious dinner. Afterward, Steve and Brendan had dinner, and Brendan shared his plans for the next day.
2 toasted chicken fajitas.
It brings a
With
tear
some
to
sweet
my
potato
eye.
fries,
I'll take
my
that
friend.
in the warm van, shall I?
Yeah, go on, mate.
God, it's cold, mate.
It's cold, it's
Yeah.
cold, it is cold.
Yeah, thanks for that, mate.
You're welcome.
Appreciate
You
it.
go and enjoy it, all right?
All right, mate.
Now, when you finish that, make sure you come back with your Bakewell tart.
Yes, I will. I will.
And get ready for bed, I think. And then we'll be off to go and explore more of the Peak District and other places in and around the Peak District.
At midnight, Brendan woke up to someone moving around the car.
Someone was just outside the van. Oh. You all right, mate?
Yeah. And there's a car. Did you have it as well?
Yeah.
Like a.
Yeah.
Steve told him that he saw a car watching them. When they went outside to have a look, they saw a car a few hundred meters away.
He's our problem. Because he's just driving backwards and forwards. If you look, right? If you look, he's definitely got a light on there. He's sitting up there. Is there something up there?
That scared the living daylights out of me.
Well, I just banged my roof, I did then.
Jesus. So what are they playing at up there then?
Is that light up there?
It's just stalking us.
It's if it's sitting up there with the headlights on. I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. Are you?
Yeah, like whether it's a vehicle or not. Well, it's definitely a vehicle because I heard it.
There he is.
Later, the stalkers left without any contact. They sent up a drone afterward and saw that a van and an off-road vehicle were watching them. Since they could hear music from the watchers, it was likely just some teenagers messing with them, but the van and the strong lights suggest something else. Encounters like this are very disturbing because who would follow and watch 2 hikers in the middle of the night, and for what reason? Neither of these questions was answered, but luckily nothing happened, and Brendan continues to upload videos to this day. 3 friends went camping in the mountains in November 2023, and they recorded the whole event on video. After arriving at the spot they deemed suitable, they began setting up camp. Once they were done with that, they went to gather wood so they could prepare their dinner in the evening. While cooking, one of them explains that the fire and smoke keep wild animals away, yet he still heard a noise coming from the bushes. After this, nothing happens for a while. They prepare dinner and chat, seemingly undisturbed. Shortly afterward, a snorting sound can be heard, which might have been made by a leopard or some other large feline.
वो क्या था? वो कैमरा निकाल, कैमरा लाइट जला, जल्दी लाइट, वो लाइट जला, कैमरा ले। Guys, बिल्कुल इधर से।
At this point, they immediately stand up and start searching for the source of the noise with flashlights. After finding nothing, they return to their tents and continue eating. Around midnight, they go to sleep, but later they are awakened by a disturbing sound. After one of the friends convinces the other to go out and have a look, they see the following.
देखना कोई नजर आ रहा है क्या? देखना इधर को कोई नजर आ रहा है ऊपर से जल्दी कर लाइट बंद कर जल्दी गेट बंद कर जल्दी कर यार क्या कर रहा है यार रानी क्या कर रही है ओ भाई जल्दी भाई वो जल्दी गुस्सा जी बंद कर जल्दी कर ओ भाई बहुत प्लान करता है तो यार.
In a few frames, it seems like there was a leopard in the bushes. They immediately run back into the tent and lock themselves inside. Luckily, nothing happens, and they wake up unharmed in the morning. However, judging from the frames showing the leopard and the rest of the video, it seems that the video was manipulated.